A very good day to all of you, my dear students. So today we are going to learn the second lesson from our grade 11 textbook of Health and Physical Education. In this lesson, we are going to identify the stages in life after childhood. So at this stage of life, where you are around 15 or 16 years old, you have already passed your childhood and have reached adolescence. So after adolescence, you will gradually reach the stage of youth, and after that middle age, and finally the old age. So each of these stages in life has different needs, and when obtaining these needs, you will face many challenges. So when you have enough knowledge about each of these stages, you'll be able to function more easily in each of these stages. And when you are also facing problems when meeting your needs, in this lesson, you will learn how to overcome these problems and the challenges you will face. So let's dig deeper into the topic and see how it goes. So in the grade 10 lessons, we learned about the stages in childhood, which are the prenatal period, neonatal period, infancy, early childhood, and late childhood. So now we are going to learn the stages which come after childhood. So first comes adolescence, which is 10 to 19 years old, the stage that you are in right now. And then comes youth, when you are 20 years old, and it goes up to 39 years. Then comes the middle age. Those who are in their 40s, 50s belong to the middle age. And after that is the old age, which is above 59 years. That means those who are in the 60s belong to the old age. Alright, so we are going to start with adolescence, which is the stage between 10 and 19 years. That means the stage that you are in right now. So this is a period of transition. The reason why we call it as a period of transition is because you are not a child anymore. Also, you are not yet an adult. So at this period, one has to face many changes, and these changes can be categorized mainly into three, as physical changes, mental changes, and social changes. So when it comes to physical changes, you will see your rapid physical growth along with emergence of secondary sexual characteristics. Sexual characteristics in the sense, the physical changes which starts occurring during adolescence. And when it comes to boys, it's like the appearance of mustaches and beard, growth of hair on the chest, under the arms and pubic area. And when it comes to girls, it's the development of their breasts, the growth of hair under the arms and the pubic area. So those are the secondary sexual characteristics. You will see a rapid growth and an emergence of these characteristics. And also the maturation of reproductive organs. When it comes to boys, the testicles, penis, and the prostate, these become mature. And in girls, the uterus, ovaries, vagina. So these are the parts of the reproductive systems which become mature at this stage. And then when it comes to the mental changes, you will be quick to respond to emotions such as anger and happiness. So that means you will find it challenging to regulate your emotions because you quickly respond to them, and most of the times it will be at your extreme. Either you're extremely angry or extremely happy. And also you will be more creative. You will start to showcase your creativity in ways you can. And also you like to be independent. You start taking decisions on your own and you prefer it that way. So those are some of the mental changes that can happen at this stage. And then there will be social changes. At this stage, you like to socialize, you like to get along with other people, and you have an interest in the opposite sex. If you are a girl, you're going to get interested in boys. If you're a boy, you'll be interested in girls. And you will very much enjoy the company of peers. Peers means those who are at your age. You will enjoy being with friends, those who are of the same age group as you. So in this part of the lesson, we are going to learn about the needs required during adolescence. These needs can be categorized into four as physical needs, mental needs, social needs, and spiritual needs. So when we are talking about physical needs, it can be further categorized as nutritional needs, exercise, and rest. You have to make sure that you meet your daily requirement of calories because these calories are essential when it comes to the growth of your body, to meet the energy requirements of your body, and to prevent illnesses. And you also have to make sure that you take enough micronutrients and macronutrients through your food. The micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. The macronutrients are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So at this stage, your body growth is rapid. It happens at a very fast rate. So you have to make sure that you take proper nutrition in order to have an optimum growth so that you can become a healthy parent later in life. And then about exercise, in order to be healthy and also to be protected from non-communicable diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart attack, which means the cardiovascular diseases, obesity, you have to make sure that you engage in exercise daily, at least 5 days a week. And then rest. Rest is also very essential to regenerate the body. When we are resting only, our body regenerates our cells and muscles. So those are the three main needs when it comes to physical needs: nutritional needs, exercise, and rest. We're going to talk about the mental needs during adolescence. So it can be subcategorized as love, security, rest, and personality development. You can see that rest is also included as a mental need in this part. So when we think about love, you have to make sure that you get enough love from your parents, teachers, and relations, particularly from elders, because at this stage, what you are preferring is the peer company. You prefer to be with those who are at the same age. But what actually you need is you need some guidance from your elders. Also, you have an interest in the opposite sex, so it is difficult for you to differentiate between love and infatuation. Infatuation means an interest you have on somebody for a short period of time, and also you might tend to do emotional acts which can lead to very risky situations. Therefore, you should react very intelligently during this stage. So like I mentioned before, you will have problems when regulating your emotions. You might go to your extremes of anger and happiness. So you have to react very intelligently. And then when it comes to security, you need to get protected with the help of your parents and elders. Because at this stage you are going through a lot of physical and mental changes, so you need to be protected. You need to get protection through parents and elders. Therefore, if you have any problems, make sure that you openly discuss it with your parents or a trustworthy elder. And then rest. It's important that you rest your mind to deal with stress and be clear-headed, because like I said before, you will have challenges when regulating your emotions. So you will feel stressed often. So make sure that you rest your mind or find good ways of stress management to be clear-headed. And personality development is another important mental need at this stage. So this is a period where you want to showcase your abilities, you want to be appreciated, you like to showcase your leadership skills, and you prefer to take independent decisions for yourself. But these things are really important because they help you to build your self-esteem and your personality through these qualities. So personality development along with other qualities, personality traits, is also a big mental need during this stage. And then when it comes to social needs, it's important that you get good education in order to maintain an acceptable social standard and also to get good employment later in life. An adequate level of education is needed. So make sure with all the things going on in your life at this stage that you get good education so that you can become a good person with a good employment and up to the social standards. Socializing with peers is also really helpful as a social need at this stage because it helps you to exchange your ideas and interests. Most of the times you will have common interests and ideas. So if you're feeling isolated, that will also cause you to downgrade your self-esteem. So it's important that you build up your self-esteem by mingling with your peers, by socializing with people at your age. So those are the two main social needs. And then when it comes to spiritual needs, you can learn and practice some form of meditation according to your religion. That is one way of meeting your spiritual needs. And also you can engage in religious practices together with your parents or you alone, it doesn't matter. So those are the spiritual needs at the stage of adolescence. So let's see the problems encountered when providing needs of adolescents. So there are many challenges and problems that one might face when they are providing needs at this stage of adolescence. So here are some of the few such problems. One is deterioration in financial status. So at this stage you will find that you are having a lot of wants, which means actually not what you need. For example, like you might see someone from your peer group has bought an interesting gadget and you find it interesting, and then you ask your parents to buy the same thing, or else you buy it on your own with the money you have saved. So that will cause deterioration in financial status of your parents, particularly because you tend to make risky decisions, and also you're getting carried away by your emotions. So make sure that you think intelligently when you make financial decisions. And then inadequate rest, because maybe you are so busy with your creativity stuff, because this is the stage that you try to showcase your abilities, talents, your creativity. So you will find that sometimes you are not well rested. Neglect is another problem. If you're not socializing with your peer groups enough, you might feel neglected, and that will affect your self-esteem. Another problem is getting misled by others into wrongdoings. That can also come with the peer groups. If they are not a good influence to you, you might be misled into wrongdoings. Inappropriate relationships. You have to make sure that you build up relationships with the right group of people. So these inappropriate, in the sense it could be a bad influence from your peer group, or else it could be some kind of inappropriate sexual relationship. So it could be either of them. And then not getting adequate sexual education. You have to make sure that you know these things, the sexual education that you need to know at your age, because otherwise it can cause problems like unwanted pregnancies, and such things happen quite often in Sri Lanka. Then the inability to balance education and other activities. Like I said, there's high chance that you tend to do a lot of extracurricular activities and ignore other formal education stuff. So you have to make sure that you balance both education and other extracurricular activities. So you have to showcase your talents, but you have to balance both. Let's look at the steps we can follow to make adolescence a success. So it's true that there are a lot of problems and challenges when it comes to this stage of life, but there are things we can do to make it a success. So one such thing is engaging in educational activities. It is also one of the main social needs that you engage in educational activities. So you get enough education to get good employment later in life, and you're meeting the social standards. And then engaging in extracurricular activities. So these activities are a good opportunity for you to showcase your talents, to improve your self-esteem, build up your self-esteem. So it's important that you engage in these extracurricular activities. Good time management is also very important, so that you balance both education and extracurricular activities, and you don't get carried away by extracurricular activities all the time. And it's important that you listen to teachers, parents, and trustful elders' advice at this stage, because you are socializing with peers, and we cannot say that all peer groups are the same. You might be getting bad influence from some of them, so you have to make sure that you associate good friends, that you are getting a good influence, that you're having a good influence from your peers. And also develop the abilities of being creative, making good decisions, because at this stage you tend to make independent decisions. It's alright, it's good. You can make good decisions. You can listen to your teachers, parents, elders, get their advice, and make good decisions. Rational thinking, that means you're not getting carried away by your emotions, extreme emotions. You might find it difficult to regulate your emotions. So you have to make sure that you think intelligently before making any decision. So rational thinking, you're reasoning up your decisions. So it's really important that you practice it. And good communication, that means you openly communicate with people, and you are expressing how you feel, your opinions, your decisions. So good communication is another thing you can follow to make your adolescence a success. So that's all we have to cover under the stage of adolescence.